A very common tap on the market is this guy. I think lots of people will be familiar with it. A good tap lasts a good while, but like everything has a shelf life. The tap itself is made of brass, so it can kind of go on and on forever. So what we'll show you today is how to change the internals if they're not responding well, so rotating or closing when they should and opening when they should. Or if they're just in the off position, they're still allowing water to drip out. We'll just show you how to change the rubber on it. So your tap sitting on your basin, you pop the top off. You might need to coax it with a screwdriver. You might just need to walk up. What this will do is give you access to the screw on top. So you want to hold the head solid because the head will turn and break and the screw will come out. This, obviously, the head will just come off in my hand, but in older taps, and I'll show you what happens with other taps later, is if you force this, or you have to grab it with the grips and walk it off, well, it's not ideal because you'll scar all the chrome, but you'll break the spindle here, and then you're in trouble. So this is what happened to this tap right here. So as you can see, the head of the spindle is gone, and then you've no way of putting the head of your tap back onto that. It's actually inside in the head of the tap here, and then that's a certain replacement for that. Now these can be, if they're old, they can be pretty much welded in. So you want to grab around here with a cloth or, you know, an old towel, and then put your grips on, because if you grab it without it, I'll show you. There you go. If you can see that, you'll just destroy the chrome finish on the tap and expose the brass underneath. But for this one, I've already pre-broke it, so you want to grab it here. Remember, you want to have your grips on here. You're going to be turning away from yourself, left for loose. So simultaneously with this, you want to be coming back towards yourself, so your spanner and your grips are crossing each other. Try not to twist the body of the tap, because on the other side of the basin, the pipe is in here just with a 1/2-inch nut. So if you start moving this, you're actually going to start undoing this screw here, and you're going to get a leak. So try and keep the tap as fixed as you can. And then you want to grab this nut here, and you want to turn it until it's free and easy. Obviously, you need to have your water off before you do this. So if you've water pouring out the spout here, your water isn't off. And here we have then, you've the internal, you've the spindle, or plumbers call them the guts of the tap. And if you see here, you've the rubber on the bottom, and it looks a bit worn. So you can pop this guy off. Just be careful where you put these screws. You'll need them all again. And walk this rubber out. So just, again, it's rubber, so it just wears away in its lifespan. It loses its ability to kind of meet the outside of the tap, like you can see here, and stop the water from coming in. That's what this rubber does. And this spindle turns up and down, and if you see, the body of it plunges down and comes back. So get yourself your replacement washer, pop it back in. Remember where you put your screw, just lightly squeeze that up. Your new rubber's in there, and then you just thread that back in, hand tight. Give it a bit of a squeeze. Remember, grip the tap. Doesn't take as much force to close as it did to open. Just a gentle turn, and there you go. There's the body of the tap, or the rubber replaced. You can also replace the actual whole spindle, which I'll show you here. So you can get these in suppliers, and you can just buy them. They come in doubles, so you get them for cold and you get them for hot. They're identical. They just have a blue marker and a red marker. So instead of changing the rubber, I'd recommend you change the spindle, or ideally the tap. But there you go. So there's your new spindle. You can pop this open. So there's your old one, and there's your new one. These are direct replacement for them. Pop them in, squeeze it up. Your new head will just sit straight on. Give the screw a little squeeze down. Pop your chrome finishing plate on, and there you go. New head, new spindle, the brass body of the tap stays in place, and then this will easily control the flow of water for you.